Welcome children to the next class of computer science, class 12th. In the last video, I had given you the revision of what we studied in the month of May, that is in the previous chapter called as functions. Now today we are going to start a very new chapter called as the file handling. Before this chapter, there is one more chapter called as the library functions. That chapter deals with the different types of functions that is present in the Python library. So all those functions I'll be telling you in between. When we're going to make use of those functions, at a time I will let you know the details about that functions. Whenever we'll be using those library functions in our coding, at a time I'll be telling you about those functions in detail. Therefore, I'm not covering that chapter right now, so I'm covering the next chapter, that is file handling. A very important chapter as far as the programming part is concerned. As the chapter name says, file handling means you should know how to handle the files. Let me first tell you that what is the need of these files in a program. You should know, why do we need a file in a program? Basically, when we write a program without the files, what actually happens? Suppose I have written a program for the addition of two numbers. And in that case, I have not used the files to store the values. Rather, I have used the variables to store the values. So in the program, when I am using the variables to store the values, those values are stored for a temporary period of time. Till the program is running, at a time only, the values will be there and the value will be stored. But once the program is over, or the system is switched off, the values will be lost. But if you want to reuse those values which you have used before, or you want to save the values which you have used in the variables, which you want to use further, in that case, that will be achieved only when you will use files to store the data of the program. Take for example the bank. The software for the bank. Whatever transaction has been done today, the bank needs to store those transactions that can be used further from tomorrow. But if the software of the bank does not use files to store those data or the transactions, then what will happen? Then on the next day when the system will be started, the previous transaction will be lost. In that case, we need to make use of files. So the files are used basically to store the data of the program, which you are storing it into the variables, which would be stored only for a temporary period of time if we have not used the files in the program. Therefore, as far as the saving of data is concerned, the file is very important. So now you should know how to use files in your Python program. Basically, there are two types of files which you are supposed to study. That is the text file and the binary files. I'll first start with the text file. Text file and the binary file. These are basically two types of files which you are supposed to study in the syllabus. That is the text file and the binary files. Once again, I am telling you the need of the file in the program. You need to use files in the program if you want to save the data for a longer period of time. But when you are not using files in the program, at a time the data will be stored in a variable only for a temporary period of time. Once the coding is over or the program is closed, your data will be lost, which you cannot use further. Therefore, in those real world application programs in the software where you want to store the data for a longer period of time till the file exists, in that case you can use files to store the data in a program. then you should know how to handle the files. Means your program should be very much efficient enough to handle these files. Your data can be stored either in a single files or two files, or can be stored in more than two files. It is not necessary that all the data are stored in a single file. Your data can be stored in more than one file. Suppose the data is stored in 10 files. In that case, you want to read those data from the files. It means that your program should know how to handle those 10 files. Suppose you want to write those data of 10 files into two different files. So now the total files is 12. 10 files used to read and 2 files used to write. In that case, your program should know how to handle those 12 files for reading also and for writing also. So all these things we are going to study in this chapter. It's very interesting chapter, and from the programming point of view, it's very important also. It's very important and very interesting chapter. So children, pay attention when I'll be teaching you this chapter. It's very important as far as the programming is concerned. You will become a successful Python programmer if you know how to use the files in the program. Otherwise, you cannot develop the software, because the software needs to store the data for a longer period of time, and that you can do only when you use files in the program. So now, I hope you got the meaning of files. So files are required in a program to store the data for a longer period of time. Otherwise, the data would have been stored only in a variable, and that could last only for a short period of time. You are supposed to study two types of files in this program, in this class, in this chapter. I'm sorry. Those two types of files are the text file and the binary files. You should know different operations in a file. Should know how to read a file. Should know how to write a file. These two are the basic operations in a file. You can use the files to read the data. You can use the files to write the data. So these are the two very basic operations which are related with the files. Reading of file and writing of the files. But before you do reading and writing, the first thing you should do, how to create the file. So you should know how to create the file, then you should know how to write the data into the file, then you should know how to read those data into the file. So today's class will be dealing with these three concepts of creating a file, writing into the file, and then reading from the file. It is simple. It is just like your practical file, just like your copies. The copies are used to read also and for write also. You can use the same copy to write something. You can use the same copy to read something, or you can use your file for reading also and for writing also. Sometimes use can be sometimes can be used for both. Sometimes used only for reading and sometimes used only for writing. So these are the different operations that you should be able to perform in a file. So before I begin this chapter, you should be concentrating on these three topics: how to create the file, how to read the file, and then how to write into the file. Now look at this. There is a function called as open. First of all, what I will do, I will create a file. I will create a file. This is a file. This is a file. Suppose the name of this file is myfile.txt. What I'll do first, I'll create this file with the name myfile.txt. Then I'll write some content in it. After writing the content, I will read this file and show the content on the screen. Okay? So now let us start how to create the file. There is a function called as open. So you first use the open function. Open function is used to open the file. Now this function needs two arguments. The first argument is the name of the file which you want to open, and second argument is the mode in which you want to open the file. Suppose the name of the file is my file. I've written in single quote because it is a string. So my file dot txt, comma. Now the mode, I'll first create the file. So file can be created using the mode called as W for writing. It's also string. So when I'm using the file, when I'm opening the file for writing, at the time, if the file does not exist, then the file will be created. When you are opening a file for writing purpose, with the W mode for the writing purpose, at a time when the file does not exist, then the file will be created. And suppose the file exists, then it will get opened, but the previous content will be lost. Are you getting me, children, what I'm saying? When you want to create a file, always try to open the file in the W mode, that is the writing mode. In that case, if the file exists, then the file will get opened, and at the time the previous content will be lost. But if the file does not exist, in that case it will get created and opened. So whether the file present or not, in all these two cases, ultimately you will get the file to write something. So you're going to get a blank file. In both the cases, you are going to get a blank file. If the file exists, then the content will be lost and the file will be opened without the previous content. That is a blank file. And if the file does not exist, in that case also, the file will get opened. That also is a blank file. Now, this open function will open this file into writing mode. Correct? Now we are going to store this information into the object. Suppose this FB. So FB here is a file handler. FB is an object which is going to handle all these files. So this FB is to open my file text, and the same one is W. In this case, FB is the file handler which will now be used to deal with the files. So it is just like an object. You can say that this FB is an object. Now when you want to write something into this file, what will happen? You call the function write. So FB dot write. FB dot write. So call the function write with the help of the object FB, and then you write anything that you want to write here. Suppose I am writing hello, my brother. Hello, my brother. So I've written this string into the file. So what will happen? When you run this coding, the file, my file.txt, if it does not exist, will get opened, and if it gets exist, then also it gets opened. In both the cases, you will get a blank file. In that file, this content will be written. Now once the work is over, you have created a file and you have written some text in the file. Now you should do one very important task, that you should close the file. So to close the file, call the function close. So FB dot close. FB dot close. So this is a closing function call. The file will be closed. Now what I have done in this coding, what I did in this coding, I first created the file by using the function open in the W mode, in the writing mode, and the file exists, then the file will get opened, and the previous content will be lost, and if the file does not exist, in that case also the file will get opened. In both the cases, I'm going to get a fresh file. Then the second statement, that is FB dot write. Now here FB is a file handler, it's called as an object. It's going to handle the files. So FB dot write here is a function which will be used to write the content into the file. So I have used a string, hello my brother, to write this into the file. Once my writing work is over, then what I did, I closed the file. So when you run this coding, children, what you will see, you will find a file you'll find a file, my file.txt, and when you will open that file, you'll find that this content, hello my brother, will be written into the file. This is how to read, this is how to write a file. Now whenever you want to read the file, whenever you want to read a file, in that case you should open the file that exists. You should open the file that exists. Now in the next code, what I will do? Now I know that I have got a file whose name is myfile.txt, which is stored in my system, in the same location where I am saving my Python file, .py file. Now I want to read that file. Now I know that the file already exists. So to read a file, again I will first open the file. So I will call the function open. My file dot text. My file.txt. Now see, I have used the mode R. The mode R is used to read a file. Now this will read the file and will display the content on the screen. See, if the file exists, the file will be open for reading. The file does not exist, it will give you an error. It will throw an error. Now how to handle all those errors, that I will teach you in the coming topics, that is about the exception handling. That I will do in the coming chapter. So this R, when you open this R mode to open the file exists, the file will get opened, no problem. And if the file does not exist, then it will raise an error. So to make sure that before you open the file for reading purpose, make sure that the file already exists. Now I want to read the file. So I'll first create the object FB, that is the file handler. Now with this FB, I'm going to read the file. So what I'll do, I will write FB dot read. So FB dot read will read the content of the file. But suppose you want to display all this content on the screen. This will just read the file. FB.read will only read the file. But whenever you want to display all this reading material on the screen, so now you can use the function print. So write print here. Print and this. So this print function will print the content that is read by the function read from the string FB, from the file handler FB. And hence all the content will be displayed on the screen. After this, we close the file. FB dot close. So this will close the file. Now what will happen when you will run this code? When you run this code, what actually will happen? I know that I have got a file with the name myfile.txt which already exists and which contains some content in it. Now I want to read that file and display on the screen its content. For that, first of all, what I'll do, you'll first open the file in the reading mode. For that, you should call the function open, then pass two arguments, the name of the file that you want to open, separated by comma, and then you should write the mode in which you want to open the file. Here, mode is very important. So write R. Now one more point, children, if you don't supply any mode, so in Python by default the mode is read. So even if you don't supply any mode, if you don't add any mode, by default the mode is assumed to be the reading mode, that is R mode. So now your file will be opened for reading. Now you have to read the file. So call the function read with the help of the file handler FB. So write fb.read. So this fb.read will read all the content of this file. Now suppose you want to display it on the screen. So use the function print. So now you write print, in the bracket you write fb.read, right close. So this will print the content of the file which you have read on the screen. Now once it is over, you call the function close, fb.close. So this will close the file. So this is how, children, this is how to create the file, read the file, or create the file, write the content into the file, and then display the content on the screen. That is reading of the file. So today I have taught you 3 topics. I taught you what is a file, why do we need to use a file in a program, how to create a file, how to write into the file, and then how to read the content of the file. Also I told you about the open function, about the read function, about the write function. And also I told you about the 2 different types of mode, that is the reading mode and the writing mode. And what happens in the reading mode and what happens in the writing mode. So children, if you have got the books, you just start reading the chapter called as file handling. Once again I am telling you children, the 4th chapter, which was your library function, it contains the function that you should study. So those functions, whenever we are going to use it into different programs, at a time I am going to tell you about those functions in details. So that chapter will be covered up slowly and slowly as we move further. Therefore I am going to start, therefore I have started the 5th chapter called as the file handling. So whenever we'll be using some sort of library functions, at a time I'll be telling you the details of that library functions. In that manner we could complete the chapter number 4 in a very easy way. Because those function details you can understand only when you will use it into the codings. Otherwise the details you cannot understand. You can just go through it, you can have only the theoretical knowledge. But as far as the practical knowledge is concerned, those practical knowledge you can have only when you will use those library functions into the program. So as soon as we are moving further into the syllabus, we will be coming across many programs where you will be using different types of library functions. So when we are going to use it into a program, at a time I will be telling you the details about those particular functions of the library. Now children, I hope children you have got this point clear regarding the files. Test this coding into your system and tell me if you find any problem. So children, first of all you try to create the file, and then you try to write something into the file, and then you see the output, whether you are getting the output or not, and then you see that how to read the file and see whether you are getting the content on the screen or not. Okay children.